Hello, welcome back. My name is Ari, and I have a problem this month. So when I'm recording this, today is June 28th, and there are 3 days left in the month. And for Whatever You Want-a-thon, I pledged to read 20 books, completely forgetting that I had a tournament this month, and there is no way in hell I was going to read 20 books. So I've read 15 books so far with 3 days to go. So do you know what the solution to that is? It's comics. So I need to complete this challenge. So over the next 3 days, I am going to read 5 comic books, and I have a very small selection of comics on my shelf, so I'm going to read these 4 plus one that I have on my e-reader. So let's start with the e-reader. I do have a copy of Saga Volume 1, which I've heard nothing but great things about, so I'm going to read Saga Volume 1. Hopefully it works well as an ebook. We'll see. Next up, I have this cute little graphic novel called A Man and His Cat by Umi Sakuria? Pronouncing things is not my forte, guys. Anyway, this is about an old man who adopts an old fat cat, and then they just have a sweet, adorable, pleasant life. It sounds sickeningly sweet, and I want to fucking read it, so I'm gonna fucking read it. The other 3 books I have are all graphic novels by Brandon Sanderson, and if you're not aware, Brandon Sanderson's my favorite author. So first up, I have volumes 1 and 2 of White Sand. This is a graphic novel series of 3 books so far, even though I only have the first 2, that are set in the Cosmere on a planet that's not covered in any of the main novels. So Cosmere, but not like novel Cosmere. This is graphic novel universe solely. I don't know anything about those, or about this, other than it's set in the Cosmere. That's all I got. The other Brandon Sanderson graphic novels that I have is not set in the Cosmere. It's just something written by Brandon Sanderson, and that's called Dark One. And I have no idea what this is about. None at all. I just buy Brandon Sanderson books and never question, what they're about. So, anyway. Over the next 3 days, I will be reading these 5 graphic novels / comics, and I will check in with you as I finish each one of them and then give you a little synopsis on it. I don't typically read graphic novels, so this is a treat for both you and me. Okay, so my day 1 goal is to get through the 2 White Sands comics, and I have finished White Sands Volume 1. Now, I went into this book introduces us to a young man named Kenton, who is Kenton's a acolyte sand master, and sand masters seem to be this guild of mages who control sand. Kenton is the son of the leader, who is the most powerful person, and Kenton has no powers whatsoever. But he refuses to accept his low ranking. So he he starts out chapter 1 in an argument with his father, attempting to do something that should be very beyond him and his skills, and he's risking death just to prove to his father that his mage abilities do not make him or break him, and that he can do anything a greater master can do with less ability and just sheer force of will. Now, I went into this book and I read chapter 1 and it felt really familiar. And I was like, I swear I've never read a comic by Brandon Sanderson before. Like, why the fuck does this feel so familiar? Turns out, in Arcanium Unbound, which is a collection of short stories by Brandon Sanderson, there is a short story called White Sand, which is basically chapter 1 of this comic. So I had read it before, and there was a reason, but it just wasn't, it's not in comic form in Arcanium Unbound. Or I guess it is in comic form, but hold on. So it's in comic form in Arcanium Unbound, right? It's like a black and white comic that you can read, and then once you get past the comic, it has the exact same story in just regular text, right? So in the print, like the print on this isn't very good. So you've got, let me see. This is what it looks like in Arcanium Unbound. And this is the same page in the actual comic. So this one is a little bit more high quality than this one. And then once you get past chapter 1, which is like that much of the book, none of this I had read before, so it's all new to me. Now, this takes place in the Cosmere universe, which is honestly a bunch of different planets. And this planet, planet doesn't like rotate, I guess. So you have two sides of the planet, one called Light Side, which is a desert, and one called Dark Side. And the sun stays in the same place all the time. So Dark Side is always dark and Light Side is always a sunny desert. And there seems to be like a lot of political things going on and different things like that. So far, this was pretty good, but not my favorite Sanderson. I'm not a huge comic person, and I like the story, but it just doesn't feel as like great to me as other Sanderson books, if that makes sense. That probably doesn't make sense at all. But I'm perfectly willing to continue on with the series, and I'm gonna read volume 2 and then come and tell you what I can about it without spoiling. Hello, good morning. I did finish White Sand volume 2 last night. I was just late and I didn't feel like recording, so I'm gonna talk about it this morning before I go to work. So this is obviously just a continuation of the story from White Sand Volume 1. So you follow mainly Kenton still in this book as he kind of navigates the political scene in this universe. Something bad happened to his people in the first book and he's trying to like overcome the best he can. I'm trying to like explain this without spoiling anything. But he is a Sandmaster and they are atheist magic users. And then this chick right here, I don't know how well you can see this, she's his bodyguard, but she's part of a religion who hates the Sandmasters because they're atheist. And then you have this chick right here who's a Darksider, and she's just from the other side of the planet. She's a duchess, and she's been trying to locate what she knows as sand mages, which are basically a Sandmaster, just under a different name, because her dead fiance was looking for them when he died. So, and then they're all like intertwined and all this political stuff. The magic is the coolest thing in this book because I'm not big into politics, and Brandon Sanderson always does amazing magic system. It's the Sandmasters are the only ones who can really do magic, and it's magic controlling sand. And it hasn't really explained how it works so much yet, other than you can only use white sand to do your magic. And once you use it for magic, it turns black temporarily and then eventually will turn white again. And in order to like use your power, it's like, and the energy like consumed to use your power dehydrates you, so you have to like drink a lot of water. So interesting. This this one ended on a really, really big cliffhanger, so now I'm like, I need to just order book 3, even though I'm afraid book 3 is going to end on a cliffhanger and that's all that exists. So I need book 3. I didn't want to order it because book 3 only comes in hardback right now, and I don't want 2 paperbacks and a hardback, but I'm going to do it anyway because I want to know what happens. Hello! Don't mind my hair, I just got out of the shower. But I'm going off script a little bit. Turns out White Sands 2 ended on a cliffhanger that I've been thinking about all day today. And White Sands 3 is available for free with Kindle Unlimited, which I have. So I'm gonna read White Sands 3 on my Kindle. I don't know what the other book I'm gonna read today is, but the first book is definitely White Sands 3. So I'll be back in a minute. So I don't know where my glasses are, and I'm too lazy to find them, and I don't technically need to see to record. So I just hope this doesn't look too bad. And I'm sorry if I look like death itself without glasses on and no makeup on. I have very sunken eyes. It happens. Anyway, you don't care about how I look. If you did, you probably wouldn't be here. But I finished White Sands Volume 3, which I'm going to put the cover up right here while I talk. I can't really tell you a whole lot about this because this is the conclusion to this trilogy. It is a conclusion. It does wrap up like really quickly. Like White Sands Volume 2 just introduces like all of these different plot lines that kind of tie together but are mostly unrelated, and there's a lot to be resolved. And then White Sands Volume 3 like resolves all of them, but it just seems to like go like that. Like I'm not sure that it felt like a really solid Sanderson wrap up. It just felt like, oh shit, this is the last volume. We gotta tie all this shit up really quick. But it did resolve it and it did resolve it in an acceptable way where I like where the resolution went. I just think it did it really quickly. Now, this was, as I just said, the end. There are plans for additional White Sands volumes, but looking at Sanderson's like State of Sanderson or whatever he does, he does like a vlog every year where he talks about like the state of all of the different projects he's working on, and there's no immediate plans anytime soon to continue with like the next trilogy in the White Sands universe. So who knows when that'll happen? Probably not till like 2023 at the earliest, but it was interesting. Also, apparently, like I commented on the first book that I didn't care for the artwork as much, and it got better as it went on, but I didn't comment on it. Apparently they changed artist a lot and I just didn't care for the artist in volume 1, but I like the artist well enough for volume 2 and volume 3. I'm not even sure if all 3 volumes had different artists. I don't know. I'm barely paying attention to my own life, much less who the artist of a comic book is. So if you're interested in more details on that, you can look it up yourself. But interesting story. I'm happy I read it. It puts me one step closer to being a full-on Sanderson completionist, which I'm actually doing pretty good. Actually, that puts me at 100% complete on all Cosmere Sanderson. So I've read every single book in the Cosmere. It's just a couple of side books that I haven't read. Moving right along, what do I need to read next? I think, even though I have both of, so I have both of these available, I don't really want to read Dark One because I really just read 3 Sanderson books. Like, I think I want to step away and read an author other than Brandon Sanderson, even though I will probably read this tomorrow. But for today, we're gonna take a break. Now, with that out of the way, that leaves A Man and His Cat in Saga Volume 1, and since I'm already reading on my Kindle, I might as well just jump into Saga Volume 1. Now, this book, very similar to White Sands 3, or very similar to White Sand 3, or technically all 3 of the White Sand novels, is free on Kindle Unlimited. So if you are interested in reading White Sand or Saga, both of them are available for free on Kindle Unlimited, which is a subscription thing through Amazon, and you can sign up for like 1 month, like binge all of these comics and get your money's worth out of it and then cancel. So, and I think they also have like free trials of Kindle Unlimited. So if you haven't used your free trial of Kindle Unlimited, this might also be an opportunity to binge those comics if you are interested. And there's not just comics on Kindle Unlimited, there's a shit ton of books. I subscribe to it monthly because usually I read at least 1 book a month from Kindle Unlimited, though not always. Actually, I haven't probably in the past few months. I probably should have canceled it, but I'm too lazy to remember to do it. So Amazon gets money from me that they probably don't deserve to get. Anyway, talking too much again. I'm gonna read Saga. I'll be back with you in just a minute. Okay, so I just read Saga Volume 1 and it was so fucking good that I ordered the entire compendium. I ordered all of the volumes of Paper Girl, which is another graphic novel series by the same author, and then I read Saga Volume 2. Yeah, I really like that. Saga gets 5 stars, both Volume 1 and 2. So what Saga is about is these 2 planets are technically like a planet and a moon and 2 different races of people. One, they're like magic users with horns, and the other are like people with wings, and they're at war. They've been at war for a very long time, apparently. And the 2 people, the lady with wings and then the guy with the horns, meet each other and fall in love and have a baby. And this is basically the story of that child's life as told from the perspective of the child in the future. Or I guess it's like the child as an adult is telling the story about like where it came from. So it's not necessarily from the child's perspective, it's just like child in the future is going back in time and telling the story of her life. And yeah, it's funny in the kind of funny that I like, where it's like very sarcastic and bitchy and toxic and stuff like that. There's graphic violence and graphic nudity. So I will definitely not be showing you any of the pages inside there. There was a lot of nudity. In Volume 2, there was this giant thing that's like, it was some sort of like 3-eyed giant, and it had a very tiny penis and a nutsack that went to its knees, and I had to see that with my own 2 eyes. So, yeah, I love it. So glad to have read that. And that actually gets me to the 20 books that I need to read this month, so I don't have to read anymore, but of course I'm gonna read some more. So I still have those 2 books. I'll probably read them tomorrow. It's getting pretty late tonight, so I don't think I'm gonna do anything else tonight, but I will check back in with you tomorrow and update you on the last 2 that I've got. Alright, so I did not read either A Man and His Cat or Dark One because I'm going on vacation next week. And I spent the last day of June planning for that vacation, like figuring out an itinerary, making reservations, booking stuff like that, and I just didn't take the time to read because I didn't have to read. So that's basically the end of this vlog, is what I'm getting at. I have like the worst update for the end of the vlog. I didn't read. Anyway, thank you for joining with me on my adventure of reading graphic novels and comics. Let me know what you recommend. I like dark graphic novels. I like apparently very like sexualized graphic novels, not like smut, but things that like aren't afraid to cuss, aren't afraid to have nudity or stuff like that. That seems to be what I'm enjoying. So give me your recommendations down below and I might check them out. But anyway, I'll catch you in the next video.